Hey, how you doing, guys? I was just thinking about something, you know? I'm a very fucking dumbass, okay? I'm a very fucking dumbass. Now, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'm smart, sometimes I'm dumb, sometimes I'm like responsible, sometimes I'm a dumbass. Like tonight, I just didn't sleep at all. And it's just, it gets on my, it gets on my nerve. You know what I mean? It gets on my nerve. But anyway, I need to Ambien, but it's okay. So, everybody in here that's watching this video, this is basically what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to start like a thing. Um, it's just like my own personality, comedy, thing like that. Get on the stage, but it's better to have like an audience I can, you know, bounce shit off of, you know. Um, if you feel like it, subscribe, put down a comment, get me up to 50. I can start live streaming. Um, I mean, that's probably the last thing you guys want me to do because I will be doing some stupid shit. But that's besides the point. Just stay tuned. You hear me? You feel me? Uh, but yeah, on to the next thing. So, I'm driving, right? I'm driving to North Carolina, by the way. Very, very short drive from Georgia. But I'm driving, and I was thinking, you know, I'm pretty good at this driving shit. Like, I get on the highway, I cruise, and I just get to my destination, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I never, ever pull over until I'm out of gas. I'm always on that shit, never stop. Boom, trucking along. Good pace. Boom, yeah. I love it. Driving. But it reminded me that while I was driving, I only have 1 point left on my license sheet. Now, if you're not aware, in Georgia there is a license sheet. Uh, so each ticket you get, there's points, and it adds up to 15. I'm at 14. Needless to say, I was driving pretty fast down up to North Carolina. And luckily, you know, they're all damaged. You know, their police cars were all flooded out, and God bless them. You know, but 1 second. But nobody pulled me over. I didn't get into any crashes because I am a good driver. Now listen, that might sound cringy or whatever I was going off on there. Let me bring it back. The secret to driving is only to just survive, okay? The secret to driving is safeness and defensiveness. If you're cognizant of the people behind you, then you're cognizant of everything. Because you already see what's ahead of you. Just figure out what's behind you first. Unpack that. But anyway, I want to know, if you're a driver, put it down in the comments. If you're a driver, are you an impatient asshole who doesn't care about the safety and the well-being of others? See, I drive, okay? I don't get up on somebody's butthole and subject myself to their exhaust. I'm not trying to gain an aerodynamic advantage. So why the fuck would I stay the fuck close to somebody all the way for fucking a mile while I try to pass them? Just respect. Just respect. Give the big trucks space. Ride the left lane on that left line. Learn how to do that. Stay safe. And I may drive 110 sometimes, 100 miles an hour. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm not trying to go 160. I just ease my way through the slower traffic until I hit the open road. Then I complete up until the next traffic wave. Sorry, this shit rushes to my brain. But the best thing about it is that you're safe and your other people are safe, because there's lunatics and you just gotta make sure they see you, and you gotta give them space and be ready to do some defensive driving. And that's the thing, man. It's just, that's all you gotta know, okay? You'll never crash, ever. I mean, if you can think about things that can happen while you're driving, that's the best thing. But anyway, let's move on. Floods back there look terrible. Damage is extensive. I went there to see it myself. I was picking my sister up, and she's got a husband working there. A lot of damage to clean up. And apparently Trump had come down and talked to the workers, and the people owns the companies and stuff. I need to get this shit done. Get this shit done now. Like, we don't gotta sit here and wait for money and bullshit. You got the money, just go get it done, cleaned up, and ready to go. And I know they gotta clean it up and all that, and find bodies and things. But hear me out. Who are they cleaning it up for? Like, if you... What I was gonna say was, if you have somebody, let's say, who had a house that got flooded out and absolutely demolished, and they miraculously survived, wouldn't you want to move away from that area in particular? Like, but what jumped in my mind was that the people can't move if they didn't have flood insurance. I mean, these people need compensation. They don't need food. They don't need anything. There needs to be houses that these families can move into. Sounds socialist? I don't give a fuck. These people that need government aid need it. And let's look back. 2016, 2018. PPP loans was a big thing when Trump was in office. Business stimulus checks. Basically, to keep the economy going, Trump was throwing out money to businesses to pay their payroll. And the cool thing about that was a certain substrate of people, very dirty people, that, you know, I can't blame them too much, but very dirty people who thought they were, you know, like the smartest people alive. What they do is that you start an LLC and you hire people and you just hire them. Like, you don't gotta do much other than that. Just you do need to show a lot of employees to get a lot of money because they're subsidizing your payroll. And you sign up for it, you get the government aid, and you say, hey, let's say I got 50 people here and they're all making $50,000 a year. And you could even go higher than that in some cases. And so they gave you what would be on the check for paying somebody, you know, bi-weekly. You show them the check. It's like, guess what? How much that is? The amount of money for 50 people at 50 grand a year to pay them all. We could do the math on it, but I would say it would have to be 50 grand a year, 50 bi-weekly. It'd have to be way more than 40,000, maybe 50 or 60. But anyway, it would be a lot of money. So you get that check and you're good. You're fat. You're loaded up. And the thing about fraud is that you got to be quiet. Some people took it to the extreme and balled the fuck out. But anyway, I don't know. You see a fat black guy out of nowhere just blow up with fucking hit the money glitch. Like, he has like 8 cars just sitting in the driveway. The nice house. It's like, oh, so that's how you decided to spend $2.5 million. Commit fraud and then let's just stay in the country and flex on everybody. Yeah, that's awesome. But I think that life is fun. Life is cool, and that's a cool story to tell once you're out of prison, I guess. Maybe make a podcast about it. Who knows? But anyway, life is weird. Life is fun. Life is all sorts of things. I mean, I just don't like it when people say certain things. Like, let's say, it's like the good people always win. Good people always come through. Always. No matter what. Yeah, I don't think so, but I think good people are usually the most, you know, what should I say this? Good, honest people, if they're gullible and ignorant, they may be one of the most absolutely abused people in history. Like 100,000 years of human, like, biology and breeding and who wins and who gets the girl and who dies and all that kind of stuff and fun stuff and who picks who. It was never a good guy. It was never a good guy. You always get somebody who's A, smart, B, strong, C, critical thinking to the point where they just are like a super trained in life and a protector. And there was none of this bullshit even 200 years ago when you had these preppy little rich fucking soft boys. And I mean, yeah, you did have some, but you had to be extremely rich to even get to that fucking point, dude. To even get to that point where you could just be openly gay as fuck and just super fucking fruity, you had to be rich as fuck and comfortable 100, 200 years ago. But anyway, sometimes you just gotta sit back and think, which is a luxury many people cannot afford. And, like, people act like you can think, work when you're working at like a laborious job, or maybe if it's labor intensive, but thinking is a very hard thing for some people. You think about one thing and it will mess you up so badly for the whole day. Like one bad thought can ruin a day. One bad thought can ruin a day. I mean, that's true with so many things. But, you know what's crazy? With one good thought, you make a good day. Like, well, let's think real quick. Where was a president? Let's just say the first president. Let's just say the first president. Where was he? In a cold December in Washington. That motherfucker was on a rowboat crossing a river with a absolute unit of people he was commanding. And if you think about it, that's one of the coolest things ever. And people want to discredit, people want to people want to act like people back then were less intelligent. They may have been less knowledgeable, but they were leaps and bounds more intelligent. Like, let's look at this. The people back in the biblionic, if that's even a word, time period were all over the same kind of topics we were on in 2016 and 20 now, fucking now, and 20 years ago, 30 years ago. If you read the Bible close enough, it tells you all these damn issues and how to get away from it. I mean, think about this real quick. In the Bible, it says, all your gold and silver will become meaningless. What is crypto? That's a question you gotta ask yourself. What is crypto? One single virtual token. One single piece of data on a computer bank, some server somewhere. Is worth about maybe 200 pounds of gold, give or take, maybe 60 pounds. I don't know. But one little token that was only successful because of the person who made it. Which was most likely some fucking group of people. But it was... I mean, it tells you so clearly some of these issues we have, and even to the extent to all these woke beliefs that people have, and it clearly just says don't listen to it. In a society, there needs to be morals, and there needs to be an absolute right and wrong and right, and when you get away from that, you start being very ignorant. It's not even ignorant. What it really is a lack of morals, balloons and cascades to everybody that you're around and everybody in your life. Morals are very important. But when you got a when you have a sexual urge to be a woman and, to feel like a woman and, do all this stuff, or feel like a man. And you push it on kids and children. And you do it with so much flamboyance that it's just very, out there. And what I say, it would be bad to say a child seeing that. I don't know, because mainly it's like in your perfect world, is everybody gay? Is there a more overwhelming minority of LGBT people? Now, I want to ask you, would that giant group of people be logical enough to fight in a war or be a meaningful part of society in any way? That's what I'm saying. It's like these people have way too much time on their hands, and they dress up and show a fake butt off and fake tits when they should be working, and they should be expressing themselves artistically, and they should be able to express themselves, but not in a way so outwardly sexual that any person and walking the street doesn't have to see that dirty, nasty shit. And it's like common decency and morals, really. And you could say, "Oh, you're an asshole, or you're a dickhead, or you're selfish, and you're a narcissist for thinking that they're not allowed to be free and do that." It's not about being free. It's about living in a society around other people, your fellow man and woman and child, that you should be decent enough to leave the sex in the bedroom and go out in public and just be modest and not go read books to a bunch of kids. I mean, you get pretty and you get beautiful and you look modest. You don't got to get in full drag to go talk to children. And the only way that an event or anything like that happens is an obvious decline and degrade in society's morals and philosophy, and people are afraid to stand up for their own morals and what they believe in and advocate for things that they think about. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you subscribe and like if you made it this far. It's pretty cool if you listened to this entire video. And if you did, you put if you put the word Livnost, LIVNOST, then you will get an automatic spot to be interviewed on the next show. Thank you and goodbye.